All right, so it's now time for us to learn some proper English pronunciations. So let me bring in Willice the Word Master. Willice, good evening and happy Easter to you. How are you doing?
Happy Easter, Betty. You know, I've just been enjoying all that you've been doing since the beginning. You know, that's a wonderful work, especially during Easter, like so, Betty.
Yeah,
how have you been?
I'm great, Willice, and it's great to hear you saying especially. You know, with you, it's just a learning journey every time we're speaking. So it's especially, noted. That's all I can say. All right, Willice. So I want us to get straight to it.
I know, Betty.
Yeah, So let's just get straight to it and listen to Word on the Street that we gave to Kenyans this time round.
Rumbunctious, 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 rumbunctious,
Rumbunctious, rumbunctious, rumbunctious.
Labuctions, 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 labuctious, labuctious, labuctious.
Lumbunctious, lumbunctious, lumbunctious.
Okay, even I don't know how to pronounce that one, so I won't even try. Talk to us about it, Willice.
In the first place, Betty, that is a word that is used in American English. And, in British English, you talk of rumbunctious, rumbunctious. That is rumbustious,
Yeah.
rumbunctious.
Rumbunctious.
But in the American, that American word is rambunctious, rambunctious. We talk of, when people are energetic, when you find somebody energetic, in that kind of noisy way, like now when we have soccer fans, you can talk of them, we talk of rumbunctious. That is the British word. But this one is American. We say rambunctious, Betty. Tricky.
Tricky for real. Rambunctious. Is that correct, Willice? Rambunctious.
Rambunctious, rambunctious.
Oh, rambunctious.
But the British word for that is rumbunctious, rumbunctious.
Wow.
Variant spelling, if I may explain that to you, Betty.
All right, Willice, got it. Meanwhile, I've had you saying variant, so we don't say varied, varied, or varied options, something like that?
Betty, we talk of various, not various. We also say variant. Variant spelling, that is different in form, slightly different. So you say variant spelling, not variant spelling. But remember, we also say vary or vary. Sometimes such words can be very tricky. That is the sound value of letter A in those words. That is the A in the first syllable or at the onset, the beginning of those words.
So, Willice, you've complicated things a bit. You said the sound value of letter A. So all letters have their sound value. That's a bit complex. What does that mean, Willice?
Betty, let me help you now. This one, you need to understand it, easily. We have the name of a letter. Like when you say A, you are talking of the name of that letter. And a letter, Betty, is a symbol or a sign that is used to write a language. So when you come to the sound value, that is the sound that a letter represents in a word. So like A, in the word arrow, the sound value is not A. It's A. You say an arrow, not an arrow. When you come to the word apple, you say apple, but it begins with the letter which is A. So the sound value is that sound of a letter in a given word, Betty. I hope you have now understood what I'm talking about.
Yes, Willis, I have. Sometimes we make English sound very difficult, but we appreciate that you're the word master here. All right, let's move on to the next words.
Betty, out there are people who understand these things very easily. Very easily. You saw the other day the lady who came in talked of Tobias,
Yes.
but sometimes, it may sound, scientific the way you normally put it. When I said pronunciation at the beginning, you remember,
Yes.
it was like, what? Willis, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
But you see, sometimes we can't know everything, especially in languages.
You're very right, Willis, and it's especially that word. It has to stick in my mind. I cannot say especially ever again. Especially. All right, Willis, some swag, some Easter swag for the weekend. Okay, Willis, let's continue.
I know. No swag, just some knowledge of the English for knowledge.
Knowledge, and it's not knowledge. Knowledge. I have to always remember that also. Knowledge. Well, okay, moving on swiftly, Willis.
Yes.
So this one, I'll spell it out. Skyscraper. Skyscraper.
Oh,
Skyscraper.
Skyscraper.
Craper.
Skyscraper.
Okay.
The primary stress is on the first syllable, skyscraper. Don't say skyscraper, skyscraper, no, skyscraper.
Skyscraper. All right, Willis. Got it. And Willis, just to let you know, we have another teacher in studio. I don't know if you saw her earlier. She's called Teacher Wanjiku. Now, how she goes against everything that you teach us. She's in studio here. You'll be seeing her in a few minutes. And she's called Teacher Wanjiku. I don't know if you know her, Willis. She's our guest anchor tonight, yeah? All right, so let's move on with
Teacher Wanjiku is a very, very popular lady in this country, Betty. And you see, hers is about humor.
Okay.
Or that is, comedy for that matter. But here we are talking about learning English in its standard form.
Learning English in its standard form. Of course, Willis had to complicate it a bit. All right, Willis, let's continue. And this one, I'll spell it out again. Mystique. Is it Mystique?
Mystique, not mystic.
Okay.
Mystic, no. You say teak. Just like when we talk of critic, a critic with IC, critic.
Yes.
But critic is not for CRITIQUE. The verb is critique, to critique somebody's work. So it has the long vowel sound E, critique. That's the one with QUE. But the one with IC, you say critic.
Critic.
So this one is also Mystique.
Mystique.
But
Okay.
Yes, Mystique. The long vowel sound E.
Got it, Willis. Got it. Mystique. Moving on to another word. Plaudits. Is it plaudits? Plaudits? Is that the correct pronunciation?
That word has what we call a digraph. That is the vowel digraph, A and U. The two
Together.
letters combine to form one sound. That is the long vowel sound O. You say plaudits.
Plaudits.
Plaudits, not plaudits. Yes.
All right,
Just
Willis.
like applause, not applause.
There's another word, Willis, that we'll hear very
Yes,
many...
and applaud.
Applaud. Got it. There's another word, Willis, that we'll hear quite
not
a number...
applaud.
Oh, yes, not applaud, but applaud. All right. Willis, there's a word that we'll hear so many times, especially during this electioneering period, and it is political pundits or pandits. That's the other word.
Oh, Betty, you made me remember something. That is, somebody talked of pundit, not even pundit.
Wow.
Somebody said somewhere pundit, and it sounded
Shocking.
unique. But as I always say, it's better to be accurate with the sounds in English words or any target language than being, trying to sound unique, what you normally call a swag. But this word, Betty, is pandit.
Pandit.
Letter U takes what we call the mid-central vowel sound
Mid-central
pandit.
vowel.
But you don't say pulpit, you say pulpit.
Pulpit.
But Betty, now that you have talked about these, such a word, which is in the political activities at the moment,
Right.
we should also avoid saying primaries. We say primaries, not primaries. We also talk of primary school, not primary school. And then we don't say fracas. Fracas, that S is silent. That one would be a tricky one for many people.
Wow.
You don't say fracas, you say fracas, fracas. So that S is
Okay.
not pronounced, just like in the word debris, not debris. Debris, fracas, not fracas. Then you also say electoral, electoral. So the electoral process, electoral body, yes.
Wow.
We can go ahead with the questions that you have, Betty.
I have very many questions right now. So it's fracas. So that's a new one because even I'm a victim of saying fracas, but from now on I've learned that it's fracas. I just wonder if people will understand what
When
I
it
will be
is
talking
in plural
about.
form, Betty, as plural, the spelling remains the way it is, but
Okay.
you now say fracas, fracas.
Fracas.
But when it is singular, don't say fracas, you say fracas.
Fracas. Got it, Willis. And we say also elections and not elections. Is that correct? Elections, elect.
Election, to elect. Elect, election, electoral.
All right, got it, Willis. That one will help very many
Yes.
of us during this time. All right, let's continue with our
Yes.
questions. And I have another one here. Do we say whimsical, whimsical, to mean something that's, what do you call it, small?
In that word, Betty, what happens is that H is silent. So you say whim, whim, not whim. You say whim, whim. That H is silent. And then
Yeah.
the second thing that you have to observe or to remember in that word is letter S takes what we call the voiced sound Z, like a Z. So
Okay.
you say whimsical, whimsical, not
Whimsical.
whimsical. Whimsical, no.
Okay.
Whimsical. Whimsical.
Whimsical.
Yes.
Got it, Willis. Moving on to the next word. V-A-L-O-U-R. Vala. Vaela. What is that?
Oh. Betty, you say vala.
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 As
Yes.
simple as that.
Discretion is the better part of vala. Vala, not vaila.
Okay.
So remember we say variety, not variety. Variety. But we say
Variety.
various. Variant, yes.
Yeah.
Variety, various, variant.
Okay.
So you have to know. That is where you are a bit, you are not getting what I meant by or with what we call sound values of letters. I wish we went through an education system which lays more emphasis on pronunciation or phonology of this language called English, Betty. It would be very easy for us to understand so many things.
True, Willis. We need to know the correct pronunciation of words. Moving on to the next one. Do we say oasis or
Yes.
oasis?
Oasis.
Oh.
Oasis.
Okay, that's a surprise.
Not oasis. Oasis is what we see. That is the spelling. O-A-S-I-S. Oasis. Just like Betty, you remember many people talk
Okay.
of thesis.
Yes.
Thesis because of what we see. But that letter E takes the long vowel sound E. Thesis.
Thesis.
To write a thesis, not a thesis, the way we said it. We also talk of oasis, not oasis. Oasis. And
Wow.
that is it,
Oasis.
Betty.
That's a surprise, Willis. I did not even know. I thought it's oasis
Yes.
because of the lining of the letters. All right, moving on, Willis. Let's get straight to
Yes.
our feedback.
We call it
question.
the letter sequence.
The
The
letter
letter sequence.
Yes, that's what I meant, not the lining, but
Yes.
the letter sequence. You know, you're the word master
Yeah,
here. I'm
letter
a
sequence,
student.
Betty.
Student. So I'm trying to learn. Okay, Willis, let's
Yes.
get straight to our feedback question. It comes from Laura Adhiambo of Migori. Thank you for watching. She's asking about this one. Do we say stature or stature?
You say stature, stature.
Oh.
But remember, we don't say status. You say status, but don't say stature. It's very common, but letter A takes what we call the low front vowel sound A. Stature.
Stature.
In that word, not stature. Not even stature. You just say stature.
Stature.
But status is status, not status.
Okay. All right. So
Yes, Betty.
I've learned
then,
that.
Betty, maybe we can take a few people who also have questions. We have Lucas. Lucas is asking about the word prevent. Prevent. Oh, it's present, not prevent. I'm sorry for that, Betty, and our dear viewers. He's asking about present.
Present.
To present. The verb is to present. Yes, not to present. You say present.
Present.
Then when you use it as an adjective, like when you are somewhere and somebody calls you Peter so-and-so or Lucas so-and-so, you say present.
Present.
Present. Or I am present. You can also say present. And remember, when you use it also as a noun for a gift, don't say, get me the present or the present. No. Let me have the present or the present.
All right.
So such words, Betty, are tricky.
Very.
That is in the context that they are used. So Lucas, you say to present, like Betty is presenting the news, to present. But what you are given as a gift, you say, get me the present.
Present.
A present or present.
True.
And when you mean you are available or you are there, you also say, I'm present. So such words are a bit tricky. I've been talking about heteronyms and all that. Now, Isaac Wayesu, what a name.
Wow. That's
Isaac Wayesu.
especially during
Betty,
this
you hear
Easter
the name?
season, yeah.
And before we continue, Betty, somebody asked me to ask you whether we say my name is or my names are when somebody has 2 words or 3 in a name. And I reminded the person about what we did the other time. Because a name is just a word which could be 1 or 2 or even more, which are used or by which somebody is identified. So name refers to 1, 2 or more words by which an individual is or an individual is identified. So don't say my names are. You say my name is. But as I always say, we have to keep it pronunciation. So Goreti Wanjiro of Kenyatta National Hospital. We don't say National Hospital. Say national. Or national. That is in Nairobi. Yes, national. We have the nation, but upon inflection, changing the form of the word for grammatical function, it partially changes. Now you say national. Just like nature, natural. Nation, national. So we have to remember about that. But Goreti Wanjiro is asking about the word grew. Grew. Past tense of grow is grew. Don't say we grew. We grew with so and so in Nairobi. No, we grew. You grew together, not grew.
It's a surprise.
Remember, you also say the teams drew, not the teams drew. The glide is not there in that. So,
it's
1-0, you say grew, and you also say drew.
All right,
but
Willice.
don't say few people, you say few people. So, Betty, I think we should go now to our surprise word for the night.
Yes, yes, yes.
Well, many people talk of weapon.
Weapon.
Crude weapons. Crude weapons. We know we don't have E and A functioning as a digraph in this word. Letter A is silent. You say weapon.
Weapon.
The weapon. Crude weapons. Not weapon.
Right.
Weapon, no. So, dear viewers, we should know that. You talk of weapon. And weaponry. Just like jealous, not jealous.
Not jealous.
Jealousy, not jealousy. We have to remember that. And we don't say a peasant farmer. You say a peasant farmer. Pe. That A is silent after E. Peasant, not peasant farmer.
No.
Then, Betty, confusing words.
Yes.
Now, this one, I'm sure many people will say, well,
Yatched.
they'll settle for the upper word.
Yatched.
Y-A-T-C-H, which is not existent in the English vocabulary. That is why you find many people talking of yatch.
Yes.
Even in, pre-primary schools or levels of education, you may hear somebody talking of letter Y sound E for yatch. Letter Y sound E for yaching. That is inaccurate, and let us just accept it.
Okay, we
Please,
have.
the word that we have is Y-A-C-H-T. That is the leisure boat. We call it a yacht.
A yacht.
Yacht. And the correct spelling is the lower one, yacht,
Okay.
not
Yacht.
yacht. There's nothing like yacht. And if anybody gets it anywhere, Betty, then I think that person would deserve some prize combining the heavens and earth. Because it's never there. We don't have Y-A-T-C-H. Don't
right.
say yacht.
Okay.
You say yacht.
All right, Willis. Wow.
Otherwise,
What-
Betty, that does it for tonight.
That indeed does it for tonight. It's information overload, and it's always welcome here on Mind Your Language. Thank you very much, Willice The Word Master, and happy Easter to you. Remember that you can interact with him on Twitter at Willice Ochieng 1. That is his Twitter. That's his Twitter handle. All right, so we'll take a break. Evidently, I need some water. Then we'll come back with some sports, so don't go away.